What's up, guys? I'm in the house this time because to start this video off I need to show you what came in the mail. It is time to work on the 99 project car again. Today is a big day. I've been meaning for a long time to do something serious with the suspension on that car because the Eibach combo that it's got on it right now are just awful. So today we are going to be doing BC Racing coilovers. So this is what it looks like when you open a box of BC Racing coilovers. These were purchased through ZZP, and you get a couple advantages when you buy through ZZP, and that is that they send you these rear upper mounts brand new also, which is a good idea to replace when you're doing the coilovers anyway. If you buy them from BC Racing, you do not get those with it. Now, here's what it comes with. We've got the rear coilovers, we've got the fronts. The fronts are the shorter ones. You've got this little baggie of tools. And when you get the rears, because they're not assembled, this upper adjuster will not be here yet. You'll have to put that in, but it's easy. You pop it in and screw it down. But let's go over some of the features here about these coilovers. This is a front coilover. Some of the cool things about this is that one, you've got ride height adjustment here by just undoing this lock tab and unscrewing the whole strut from the bottom. But you've also got spring preload that is separate. That is very good to have. If you're going to have coilovers, I would suggest only having ones that adjust that way. Another advantage is that you get these camber plates which come with it, which first of all are much nicer, stiffer, more solid than the factory front mounts are, but also allow some camber adjustment by loosening these and moving this back and forth. Another thing, they are all 30-way adjustable. You just turn this little center dial on each strut and it adjusts the rebound and the bound dampening together, which is not necessarily the best thing in the world, but for a coilover at this price point, I would not expect any more than that. And you can adjust that, like I said, 30 different points of adjustment from tight to loose. So let's take a look at one of the rears. Now, as I stated before, I did purchase these from ZZP and I did get these mounts with them. You get that when you buy them from ZZP. The rears are adjustable in the same place, so you'll need to make sure you've got room to get to those when they're in the car. They do use a stock upper mount, but they do have the same separate ride height and spring preload adjustment that the fronts have. And then you have this adjustable sway bar connector, which is very useful if you're trying to take the preload out of the sway bar, or if you've changed your ride height a lot and you want to try to get the sway bar closer to parallel. So all in all, a really good looking set. At this price point, I do not expect perfection. I don't think these are going to be as good as the Stance GR Plus Pros that I had on my 240, but then I also got, those are much more expensive coilovers than these two. And these are literally the only real coilovers that are even available for the W body. So as far as the unboxing goes, super happy with the way everything looks quality wise. It does come with these new front sway bar links for the 04 Plus body style. And these are actually even listed on their site as for the 04 Plus body style. But they will fit the older ones no problem because you just don't need the sway bar links in the front because the fronts don't use that setup. Other than that, everything bolts up just fine. So the next thing we gotta do is take some measurements. I'm gonna go out, we're gonna measure the compressed length of the spring strut combo that's on the car right now. And that's what I'm gonna set these to before I put them on. So, because I'm hoping we come out to a very close to the same ride height as the Eibach. So let's get to that and I'll see you at the car. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm measuring with the car on the ground. I've got the wheel cocked so I can stick my hand in here, and I'm measuring from the top where the hat attaches to the first bolt, which appears to be in the front, about 14 inches, and on the rear appears to be about 19 inches. So since we are doing the fronts first, I have actually taken these and adjusted them from this bolt hole to here, same measurement I did out there, to 15 inches because they were a lot longer than I expected. And I'm sure they'll compress some. So I'm going to try this and then we'll measure and see where that puts us at. Then after we have jacked up and removed the wheels, the next thing I have to do is take another measurement. And that is, we're going to check the camber as it currently sits on each wheel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to zero the camber gauge, and if it won't zero, okay, so I'm 1 to 2, so I'm 1.5 there. So what I'm going to do is leave that there, and then all I'm going to try to do is when I put the coilover in, I'm going to try to put it back to right there between 1 and 2. And with the strut out, you can see what a huge difference the coilovers are from the struts. So let's get this one swapped and get it back in. Okay, then back in the house, I'm taking the rears, getting them set up, and I'm actually going to set these at 19 inches and see where that puts us. So let's get them on the car and we'll see what everything looks like. And here's how I set the rear sway bar. I just went to where it was about parallel or so and then just moved this till it lined up. Then lined up the other side so that there was no preload. I put the camber bolts back, just eyeballing them as best I could. So now I gotta get the wheels on and we'll check ride height. So I took a break from the camera for a little while and just worked on this. Did a lot of adjusting. It was really hard because this driveway is not level. So I had to make a run up to the closest church to find a flat piece of asphalt to put the car on to try to figure out what my ride heights actually were. But I think I'm getting close. I would say at this point the rear is probably done. The front still needs some adjustment. I have to figure out why there's a lot more camber on this side than there is on this side. And then I may need to make another couple adjustments, and I just got to torque the front wheels back on all the way. But I am done, I think, for today. I've been at this pretty much all day long. This isn't the only job I've done today, and I'm just too tired. I think I'm done. So I'm going to leave it at this because that's the majority of what's going on there. The goal for tomorrow will be to do some final adjustments, hopefully get it to an alignment shop and get it aligned. Then I have super secret surprise for the ending. So I'll do tomorrow probably as a separate vlog type video. So if everything goes well, look for that. I'm done with this one though. Please drop this video a like. I suffered a lot to make it for you. And drop me a comment. Let me know what you think of these coilovers, how well they went on. I will say from what little bit I drove it, my first impression is they are really stiff. But I'll give a more comprehensive appraisal once I've actually got it aligned and drive it some. So I'll let you guys know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see the rest of this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.